So the subject of this email is I may be an accidental sex offender.
Okay, let me start. Let me start this off. This is the one that was sent today or recent, right?
This was sent November 21st.
Oh. Wait, was there?
We told you we'd get to him. We never said when.
We printed it out and never got to it.
But there was another one that was sent today, right? Or really recently?
Yeah, that was the that was Julia.
That was the one we just read.
Oh, that was it? That's the sad one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That wasn't that sad. All right, go ahead.
It was a bummer.
Okay. COVID shut down my events business. So this summer I was a manny for a super rich family in the Hamptons. It was sold to me as a pretty mindless job. Basically, just make sure the kid doesn't kill himself and play catch with him for $2,000 per week. It was hard to say no.
Wait, is this Andrew Collin?
It was hard to say no,
Hope
even though
11 people enjoy that one.
Yeah, of the fucking 16, 19-year-old white girls that we have listening to the show are like, I love him.
Yeah. He's my favorite bad dancer. So keep going, Alex. Plow through.
Dude, under occupation on his taxes, bad dancer.
Confident.
slash Nikki Glazer's friend.
Yeah. Anyway,
it's hard to say no, even though I'd be living there away from my girlfriend for 3 months. The family and the child I was responsible for were absolutely awful. The dad wasn't in the picture. The mom had awful OCD and didn't work. And the kid was also a little piece of shit. And every day his goal was to do exactly what you told him not to do with a shit-eating grin on his face just to piss you off. About 2 months in, I was playing baseball with the kid. I tweaked my knee and was walking around with a limp. The mom made me still work 12 to 14 hours a day through it, chasing the kid around the house with a limp. I want to emphasize how
hang on. Let's pump the brakes here real quick.
Zero pity for you on that. I got drunk playing baseball and got hurt, whatever the fuck.
That's the funniest feel bad for me thing I've ever heard in my entire life. The mother still wanted me to babysit.
Yeah.
Even though I hurted my knee and could still walk.
Playing recreational activity. Yeah.
I want to emphasize how awful these people were to justify my decision making. Oh boy. Okay. One day, the grandpa of the family came over and saw that I was limping. He suggested that I go into the hot tub in the backyard and put my knee against the heat jet, as the hot jet would help soothe the pain. That night, it got really bad. So around 10:30 p.m., I went into their hot tub just to try this remedy. Unfortunately, the heat jet was unable to reach the painful part of my knee. Whenever it did hit my knee, my body would float away from it. I was resilient and kept trying. At one point...
Is this person legitimately mentally disabled? Because I'll feel bad. I mean, if you can't figure out how to hold the side...
I can see what you mean. If the jet is too strong and you're propped up, it's going to push your whole momentum backwards. You have to keep swimming down.
Do you know what's an incredible stabilizer for that? Your other leg.
Yeah, but then you can't
put your leg down.
If the jet's high enough, and you know the bottoms of those, they're very slippery.
Yeah,
and to get your knee up, but then there's also you have to compensate for going over the seat part. So you have to kind of put your knee forward while it's like a weird squat thing. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt on that.
That's why you got to frog put your leg up on the seat and then knee like it's the national anthem.
He couldn't stand on his knee. His knee was hurting from all of the recreational baseball.
Yeah, but then you put all the pressure on your off hip flexor, so your knee isn't really touching the ground fully. It's just hovering above jet as you're mostly leveraging with your arms and keeping your leg, Captain Morgan.
Well, that doesn't seem like a pleasant experience at all, Michael.
I mean, a little better than floating away like a Thanksgiving Day fucking
So he's
balloon.
Floating away.
Okay. At one point, I was floating away. The heat jet hit the tip of my dick. It was basically the same sensation as sex, which I hadn't had for 8 weeks being away from my girlfriend. I sat with the feeling for a second and considered whether or not I should complete the task. As the lights in the house were off, I was in the clear. So I did it, and it was glorious. Once I was done...
I really quickly.
Mhm.
There's no like doing it. He doesn't mean he stuck his penis in the jet.
No, he jerked off with it pressing against it, I would imagine.
He let
Jerked
himself
off in the hot
finish.
tub.
Yeah.
He let himself finish.
Yeah, I think like the jet was kind of doing the work.
Okay. Wow.
Once I was done, I saw little pieces of my jizz floating around in the hot tub. Realizing that I can't really do anything to fix this problem, I got out of the hot tub and limped back to my room. The next day, we were all hanging out in the pool.
Can I pause it real quick? Because you can do something about it. I mean, you could just, if nothing else, like you're trying to get a fly out of a pool, you could fucking scoop. You got to at least try.
You could do anything. Anything at least. Yeah. I mean, drink it out or something. Figure out.
Grab a pitcher and just scoop. And
have you came in a pool?
Probably.
Yeah, I did this summer, and it was like, it is
that
weird.
Pool?
Yeah,
the pool I was in,
the pool you were in while you were in it.
Fuck, dude! I'm never going in that pool again.
We shocked that pool nonstop summer, But it is one of those things where your cum looks different in what, like, you shoot it up and you're in free space and you kind of can pass along what it looks like. You don't necessarily think about it. It's just kind of a liquid. But when it's actually kind of coagulating and floating and living its own, life through a gravityless water, it's troubling. It's troubling to look at.
Yeah, that's awful. So anyway, I'm disgusted. Go ahead, Alex.
The next day, we were all hanging out at the pool area. I watched as their 7-year-old devil child climbed into the hot tub, and it hit me that he was swimming in a pool of my DNA evidence, and it was seeping into his pool shirt. I felt bad about it for a second until he loudly demanded that I get his coconut drink from the kitchen. This drink was unconventional. It's basically a coconut that's easy to open. You shove a straw through the top, drink the coconut milk, and then you could easily smash the coconut and eat the coconut meat. This kid was obsessed with these, sometimes having 2 or 3 of them a day and seemingly getting them delivered in an endless supply. Fucking rich people.
Dude, that's also the worst thing to give to a kid you're fucking babysitting, because coconut milk, as we learned in Castaway, is a natural diuretic and makes you just fucking spray shit all the live long day.
When was that in Castaway?
He's talking to Wilson and he says, and coconut milk is a natural diuretic.
Oh.
Yeah. It's literally
that was lost
line.
On me.
Yeah. No, Lost is the other show.
Loved Lost. So yeah, the coconut.
I grabbed his coconut and gave it to him. He drank the whole thing from the hot tub. Then his mom came out. The kid then had a discovery. He excitedly told his mom that if he puts more water in the coconut when he's done with the coconut milk, it'll savor the coconut flavor. As I walked back to the kitchen to get him some water, I overheard the mom's response. Hey, do not drink that. I turned around and saw him pour hot tub water out of the coconut. And then I made the mistake of...
Oh my God, dude. This is the cum version of Feeney's needle story.
Yeah.
This is fucking awful. This kid just like a humpback whale just fishing for krill, and he's just gulping this dude's batch.
So finish that, please.
I then made the mistake of joining along with the mother, going, hey man, you shouldn't drink hot tub water. It'll get you sick. I'm getting you some water from the kitchen. His mom, sick of his bullshit, retired to her room to complain to her friends on the phone.
He's like, yeah, Richard Gere had to pump his stomach because he drank too much jacuzzi water. Oh, that's not who it was. It was Rod Stewart, right? Damn it.
Yeah, right. The other one was a gerbil.
That's right. A gerbil of Richard Gere's ass. And then Rod Stewart had so much cum in his belly, he had to get his stomach pumped.
Both of which I'm not sure are even real.
I refuse to believe they're anything but pure fact.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So how does this end?
So you're saying I shouldn't drink this, the kid said, as the shit-eating grin that he usually put on his face started to form when he was not going to listen. I repeated again that it'll get him sick. He got out of the hot tub, submerged the coconut into the water, and walked up to me with a coconut full of chlorine water mixed with my unborn children. Did you say not to drink this? He asked again. I was about to say no, but he pointed his finger to the sky and chugged the entire thing before my face before slamming it on the ground like a Gronk spike and telling me to pick up the pieces, clearly rubbing it in my face that he's the one with all the power here. It's a tough thing emotionally to think back on, because on one hand, I really enjoyed the secret revenge I got on his piece of shit family. On the other hand, I might be an accidental sex offender.
I mean, what a grand fucking slam of a story. If you're going to give us a story to submit, bring the heat like that one. What was that person? Did they leave their name, their first name anyway?
Jordan.
Jordan,
I gotta
great story.
I got to be completely honest here. And it shows an incredible level of restraint that Jordan didn't say anything, but I don't know if I would have been able to stop myself from being like, my cum is in that coconut.
Yeah.
Just mushing it.
Put the cum in the coconut and shake it all up. You drink my cum in your coconut. Hot water and
I now just gotta fucking drop a load in the Cosmo of the lady.
That is a truly awful thing, because that kid sounds like such a brat and such a nightmare and such a thing. But I mean, I don't know. I just don't even know, because you really could get sick drinking chlorinated water. And the fact that the kid chose to drink chlorinated water as a fuck you is such a funny thing to also be like, ha ha, I'm going to hurt myself. You know, like,
that's kids in general, dude. I tell crew to stop doing stuff, and I'm just like, hey man, like that's unsafe. Please take your hands away from the socket. And he'd be like, word, and just stick his finger directly in the middle thing. And I'm like, yeah, cool. When your heart stops, I'll be the last one laughing.
Yeah. That's the hard part too, is you have to kind of toe that line of like, do I let him put his finger in there once and it fucking shit? But then you're like, what if it actually hurts or kills him? Then I'll never be able to live it myself. But if I shield him from everything, then he's gonna grow up to just be a puss. Like what?
No, so that stuff you don't fuck with. Like actual electricity, you don't. But I will say that when I coach soccer, a lot of the time, whenever I'd have like punk fucking douchebag kids that reminded me a lot of myself when I was young, I would play soccer dodgeball and I'd line them all up on the other team and join the other team and just laces down drill fucking banana kicks that would like hurt an adult, and I'd catch these kids square in their sternum or like direct, just a slap on their thigh, and it's the only way that you could really abuse children legally.
I can't believe they let you go.
That's when you want to make your Irish goodbye.